Hi, welcome to Learn New channel. Hope you are all doing well. So today we are going to discuss about the best resume tips for Power BI basically. So these tips can be useful for another technologies as well. But in this video, I'm going to explain about the Power BI how to make your resume for the Power BI interviews. So if you can see in the screen, so this is sample resume. So the resume might be vary, but the content whatever I am going to explain here, you can put the same content, then you can get more calls. So why how the companies and the HRs or recruiters. It resume is most important basically. So everyone is thinking that okay, any kind of resume will work, so I can just edit others resume and I can just simply put it into Nauker and Monster, and then calls will get. So that is another scenario here. By seeing the resume itself, so they will be able to understand the concept. I mean, how he would be perfect for this particular role like that. So for I'm not going into the complete the HR perspective, but the technical perspective I'm going to explain here. What are the content you need to kept in your resume basically. So here you can see this is my previous resume. So here you can see in the top. I mean, you can refer any other resumes as well, but I'm going to talk about particular this resume. So in the resume, what they are looking for, first of all, your name and your location where you are staying currently. That location you need to kept, and your email ID for contact purpose. If they want to send any invitation to attend the interviews or any kind of information, any offer letters and all. For that, you need to have some account. It might be Gmail account, Outlook, or Yahoo, whatever it might be. So your company organization is also well. So if you are working, but most of the scenarios, companies, the organization email ID, they won't prefer basically. So here you need to mandatorily kept your mobile number. So mobile number is mandatory because first of all they are trying to reach you on mobile only, then only they'll call you and they'll try to speak with you your experience and all and the package and all, then only they'll schedule the call, then the process will go through the emails, then later on once you get selected they'll call you with your mobile again. So that's the process here. So that's where your name, your location and your email id and your phone number is most important. Then after, so your professional summary. So professional summary in the sense, if you can see my experience is around 7 years. So if we can see here, so you need to kept how much experience you are. So total how much experience into IT or relevant technology. So if you are going to work on Power BI, so if you are trying to change your job, or else if you are working on some other technologies and you are trying to shift your job into Power BI, in that scenario, so you have to mention total experience. So suppose you are working in some other industry, suppose take a civil or mechanical, and you want to shift into, or you worked on teaching profession and you want to shift into software industry, then if you are having really having the genuine certificates and the places and form 16 with you, then you can confidently put your total experience. Because so whenever going to talk about your package compensation, that's where total experience will help you to get the high package compensation. So if you are having 4 5 years experience into teaching or some other industry, so you want to shift into power the in IT sector, so and you want to only kept 3 years 4 years in IT sector, so you want to remove the remaining, only 4 years only you will get package. So market standards as of now, previously it would be 1.5 per year, so now it's a 2 or 2.5 up to 3 also is going. So if you are trying on 3.5 years, so or 3 years, it would be 3 into 2 6 lakhs package or 7 lakhs package, hardly 8 to 9 lakhs. So if you are trying on, so if you kept your previous experience 5 years plus 4 years 9 years, then 9 into 2 uh, 9 into 2 18 lakhs. So and also it depends on your current package and your current experience, and then And then total I mean what you are getting, I mean what you are expecting basically. That's it, that is here you need to put your total experience and a relevant experience as well. So then you need to write a few technical points, so where you are strong in your, suppose we are talking about Power BI. So in Power BI where you are strong, and so you are in desktop strong, then you can write I'm strong at different kind of data sources. I worked on SQL, I know SQL queries, and different kind of connectivity methods, direct, import, live, and then I worked on SSAS, and then I worked on SAP systems, and I worked on different categories like Amazon Web Services, Azure Data Factory, and then you comes into different categories. So and where you worked so far basically, what kind of visuals you used, and how the workflow in your current project going on actually, and so how the desktop and related to performances and all. If you can see my resume, I'm just creating reports aspect and good rich of visuals. So visuals, mostly these reporting tools are basically uh, completely with the visuals only. So this Power BI looking for the visuals. So whatever the visuals you what are there in the Power BI, then you can use those, and we can give a good name. So rich of visuals, in the sense it's a high quality, high visibility, and accuracy of data within that visual. So that's where if we can give this kind of awards, it would be helpful for your resume. And then so you can see I worked on SSAS SQL, and then I worked on flat files. So that's I mentioned, and SSRS reports and Power BI reports. So I mean I worked on this migration projects, so that I mentioned here SSRS to Power BI, and I also worked on ClickSense. So you can, if you are working anything, and you can just so coming to the migration part, if they ask migration how this can be converted, you can simply say that if you have any basic idea about the existing like Tableau or SSRS, you can simply, so the calculations and the reports were there in this, and the migration is not directly moved from SSRS to the Power BI instantly. So it has to be done lot of analysis, like initially how the reports were there and what are the reports there, and the architecture, what is the architecture, on all these scenarios you have to take, and you can maintain the documentation, and then based on the documentation what are all the possibilities into Power BI or not. So possibilities will be happen or not into Power BI. So if we suppose take an example of SSRS will be having some certain functions. So those functions, SSRS and Power BI both are in Microsoft tools only, but the both are different. Basically you can say tools product is similar with Microsoft, but the tools and the operations would be different. So visuals few might be okay. So if you can hierarchy levels and all, so in SSRS is different, and Power BI also different. In SSRS you would like to publish, and there will be deployment process to report server, and in Power BI deployment is there, but that is different into Power BI service majorly. There in Power BI report server also there, but that is different scenario. Most of them not used Power BI report server, but here so Power BI service is there to schedule and all. So that's where differences. So that's where you can talk about migration. So any kind of if you confidently mention the migration, then you kept SS. I mean you know little bit knowledge about the previous thing. Suppose I mentioned SSRS, I know SSRS. That's I can able to explain how to migrate will be happen. So if you want to captain SAP Lumira, if you want to captain Excel, or if you want to captain ClickSense, so you would like to know bit about these reporting tools. So in the migration process, because definitely they will, while seeing this question, they'll definitely how the migration will happen, because most of the scenarios Power BI where companies use to migration projects. So I saw a lot of companies are changing recently because of the cost effective and because of the self-service advantage. So they are going with these areas. So that's where definitely they'll ask the question will comes on. So once they see this resume, so and then what are the visuals used here.